we're going to show you today how to make some of your own embellishments for card making or for other things that you might want to do. You can get quite a few different silicone moulds. There's a few examples here for making very big items like this one, which is very ornate, or down to very, very small bits and bobs, like I've got this little heart here, a little bit of a steampunk heart, and that's actually out of this mould. And what we use is some Das. You can get this from the works for about £4 at the moment. I've just taken a small amount off and I've just sort of squidged it together a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to put them into a mould. I'll just take so much off, and you're just going to use a little bit of pressure. I'm going to do the same heart mould so you can see how much you need roughly to push in. There's a little bit too much there, so I'll just take a bit more off, make the shape before I go in too much. You can also get this air drying Das clay in a white as well, which might work better for some particular mould. There you go. So that's a bit better. It's a bit better fit there. So I'll just push it all the way in, smooth it out with the warmth of my finger. You can see here I've got one that I did yesterday, and I'll show you what they're like when they come out in a minute. You need to usually leave them overnight to dry at least. You'll know, you can see the difference in the colour tones as well. When all the water's gone, much paler colour afterwards. So that's one there. That's one mould. I'm going to just quickly show you this Paris mould as well, because I really like this Eiffel Tower, and I have actually made a card using this mould. It's a bit more fiddly, so again, just sort of make the shape in the clay first. Try and keep it as smooth to the top of the mould as you can. Obviously little bits you need just to pull off and fill all the gaps, and then you can ease it down with your fingers. These silicone moulds are brilliant for this because they hold the shape, and you've got all the little indents, and it picks up all the patterns, and you can just have a play. And then I'm going to show you how I use them to make cards and as decorations afterwards. So just a tiny bit more in that corner there, and then I'll just smooth over the edge. Make sure that where you've got the very fine areas, very small areas, you fix it all. The heat of your fingers will actually help the clay move. Sort of a paper-based clay Das, so it's a bit different to normal clay, but obviously it dries out much more quickly. Okay, so that's nice and smooth and level in the back of that one. Just swap these two back over. I'll just do the same part there. Just smooth it down a little bit. You get very mucky hands, but that's all part of the fun. Okay. So what I'll do now is I'll show you the next stage. I'm just going to move my moulds out of the way so that you can see a little bit more then. So this mould, it's going to make, I'll show you a couple of the finished items and what I've done with them first against the white paper. It's going to make a heart with a pair of wings, which we'll then be able to use on a card. So that's quite an angelic colour scheme with the silver and the pale pink. And then I've also done a more of a steampunk colourway, which is with the raven black wings and the blood red heart, which is the one I'm going to show you how to do today. So you can get quite a good effect from them afterwards. So now we're going to pop them out of the mould. Because they are silicone, you'll see they are moving away a little bit. I'm just going to lift that up carefully and pull it out, and the same with that one, and pull it out. So there we go, those are our wings, and I'm going to pop that one just to the back to dry off, and bring in the one that I showed you earlier that's already done. The next process is just to make sure that all your you mould nice moulded pieces, all nice and smooth. So the cheapest way I found to do that is to use a normal Stanley knife and an emery board. These are pound-on ones, you can get a big pack. Yep, I have them. Maker, Gallery, emery boards from Poundland. You get all of those, great for craft making. So I like these snap-off blades because you can just have a small amount at a time. And then I basically just sort of carve any bits that are still sticking up a little bit. I'll try and show you. Because all we're going to try and get is like a smooth edge. If I show you this one again, you can see there's bits here that need to come away. Sometimes there's quite big bits. Just using that very small end of the blade is ideal to do that. And then you can file them back with a small file or an emery board. Okay, so our next process after we've done that is just to get your emery board, just smooth all the edges off, they're nice and even. You will get a little bit of dust and residue from that, but you can blow that away. Okay, and then they are ready to decorate. You can use a variety of things to do this, but at the moment, to get the nice colourways that I've shown you here, a little bit of sparkle angel wings or the dark blood red and raven wings, I've been using very cheap, very easy enamels, and the easiest way to buy them is to buy them from the pound shops again. I think these ones are all Poundland ones. They're two for £1.50, or some of them are £1 each. There's nice gold, coppery gold probably. That's a very dark midnight blue, and then I've got the normal sort of postbox red. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the background bit first, so I'll do the small hearth. So new, I haven't even opened this one. I'll just move the wings to one side for a minute. So what I did was try to get into all the little bits of feature with the red and paint all the edge. So you need to do this in 2 stages. So what I'll do is while I put this to dry, I'll paint the wings, and then it should be dry enough to come back to. Nail varnish is great because you've got your brush with it. Just give it a little wipe off. Just try and be sparing if you can. So I'm just going to push the nail varnish bristles of the brush into the gaps. So it's going into all the little holes of where the clock mechanism is showing, and then just do a very careful paint of one side of your heart, all around the edge, around the little clock face part. That's going to be a different colour, so I'm leaving that for now. And it's quite handy because it allows you to be able to hold the heart in that bit while you're doing the edge of the other one. Just turn that around a little bit more so you can see I've gone all the way around both edges, and I've left the wing, left the wing just a tiny bit more in there. Because they're only small brushes on a nail varnish brush, it's quite handy, you can do all your little fiddly bits. So I'll put that one to one side, and then I'll show you the wings. It's the same process, but with these I do about 3 layers. So like I say, it's quite a nice midnight blue, almost black, like raven's wings. Just going to give it one coat all over on the front with this bluey black. And again, if you leave the edge till last, you've still got somewhere to hold without getting too much all over your fingers. Now these nail enamels don't take very long to dry, a few minutes, and you can pick them up and apply your next layer. You don't really need to use a heat gun or anything to dry them off. I'll just do a little bit of the edge of this one. Again, this is a little bit more fiddly where you're going into the wings, into the feather bits there. Just so you're not leaving any of the clay colour showing through. Okay, I'll leave that bit there for now, and I can do the other edge of that on the next coat. It's good to have something to be able to still hold on to. And then obviously the same with the other one, you do the edge. You can see with the silvery one, I obviously chose to do a much more sort of angelic, sparkly baby pinks. Might be nice for a girl's card, someone that's into fairies or whatever. Could even have them for Christmas, I suppose, with them having angels or anything. I'll just paint over the front layer of that one. And then while I've got the black, I'll go back to the red one and I can do the first coat of the wing on this side of the heart. It's better to do thin layers that will dry quickly, that you can go back over, than to try and put it on too thickly. It allows the small patterns to show through as well if you've just got a thin layer. That's the wing on that one, and then while I've got that one there, I can use my coppery gold colour. There's lots of these sorts of colours available in nail varnishes. I'll just do a circle as the base for the clock on that one, and then I'll have to just come back to you in about 5–10 minutes now and show you the next layer. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to finish off now. So these are the wings we painted before with our heart, which is this one, and then obviously this is the one that's finished. I actually added some extra bits and used the nice copper on this one, which you can do, and it picks out all the aspects of the wings, but I also think it works quite nicely on its own. So for this middle one that we're doing, I'm going to leave it. To do the little tiny bits of the cogs, I've got a more of a goldy sparkly one, so I'm just going to show you how to do that and just pick up the extra bits there. So you can, if you hold your brush flat sideways and just very carefully, tiny bits over the edge on the top, it just allows you to pick bits out. And then I did the same around the numbers on the clock, and then a little tiny bit just across the direction of the wings. Okay, and then on the bottom of these wings, just a tiny bit of the gold as well. It's just a slightly different effect to the copper on that one. Or like I say, you could just put another coat of the blue black. If you put too much, just rub with your fingers and it will just push it in. And then the colours that I used for this one are nice baby pink for the background, which I also put all over the wings, and then I've got a nice sparkly silver, which again picks up. So it shows that one mould you can get a very different effect. So what I'll do next is I'll show you how to make them up into a card. We'll let them dry a little bit and I'll come back to you again.